So what have we got here? We have got the bottom to our kindling box. Now this is something I've been saving for quite a while now, something special to me that I wanted to do something with and I didn't really know what. This is the lid to my grandmother, my Nana's cedar chest. And someone asked me when they were going through her things after she passed away if I wanted it. It was really in disrepair. The veneers were all coming off, and I said, yeah, I would like to have it because I knew I could make something special out of it, repurpose it. So what we have here is, this is kind of interesting. Maybe you don't know this, maybe you do. Probably most of you do. Furniture, many times, old furniture, especially stuff we have today, is got a veneer on it. What looks like we have here is a walnut, really nice, beautiful, clear walnut veneer, and on the inside is cedar, also veneered. You can see it coming loose with fir laminated underneath. Why did they do that? Well, for cost. You can get, I mean, would have been a furniture that would have been made out of solid maple or even solid cedar for a cedar chest. The reason for the cedar on the inside is the cedar is the moths don't like it. So if you have woolen items, shirts or blankets or clothing, you can store them in a cedar-lined closet or a cedar-lined chest and protect them from getting destroyed by the moths. But this here we have, of course, the veneer. It was a cheaper way to do it. My grandparents weren't wealthy people, and maybe you would want something that had the look, a beautiful look of stained walnut like that. You couldn't afford it, so this is always an option. So yeah, so that's, you can see right there. There's the cedar portion of it. So what we have here, you can see it looks like 1x4s. Fir, be interesting to see how it looks. It's going to be really old, probably made in this area, I would imagine. But we need to get this veneer off, and we're going to use this for the bottom of the box. The maple as well. The maple actually isn't coming off. It's on there really nice, unlike the cedar. But yeah, no, I can feel it. It is starting to separate there. So we'll get rid of this all, and then we'll plane this down to the original fir. And this will be nice, that we can have that memory, and beings we're building an heirloom box. This will always be a reminder of my Nana because we used it for the bottom. I thought about this, should I do something that's nicer than a kindling box? And then I rejected that. No, this is going to be something that I'm going to use every day. And every time I look at it when I'm sitting by the stove and I'm enjoying that and I'm putting kindling in it, whether it's me or Jack or Mrs. W, it'll be a reminder of that. And I think that it is entirely appropriate. So let's get started with stripping this off and get our kindling box finished up. So we can clamp this down in the vise, and we'll get this piece off right here. It makes it kind of difficult to work with, but I think it's pretty loose. So I don't know how well the cedar is going to come off of here. It might not. Yeah, it's not going to come off very good at all. I was hoping that this stuff would come off better. Oh, I've never had that plane running that good before. I wasn't really satisfied with the way it was cutting, so I went back this morning and watched Paul Seller's video again, how to set up and sharpen, and oh, it made a big difference. It's such a precision instrument that if it's not just done perfectly, it doesn't perform very well. So that's it. So I got both those veneers off there. I haven't finished planing that, but boy, this is a pretty piece of fir. Really pretty, really old too. So that's not going to make a nice bottom on there. Looks like a 5-inch piece there, and maybe a 3 and a 3.5 and a 2, and so just several different sizes. But I think that's really cool to have that laminated. That's going to work out just about perfect there. We don't have but maybe a 1/2 inch to spare for the bottom of that box. Okay, so this will be where our bottom is going to recess in there. So I found the middle of the board right there, which is 5/16 or so, and then we set up our plane. You'll be able to see that. So that our blade right there on this fence. So what I've done here, maybe I'll flip it over there, you can see it a little bit better. So this fence, this blade right here, which is going to cut right on the edge, is going to come in there right on that line, and we'll cut that in there. So we need to set the depth as well. So since our board is going to be 3/8, then we'll go down, we'll recess that 3/8, the thickness of the board. So now we're cutting with the grain. We don't have to have that spur. I've actually rotated that out of the way. I went through this morning and oh, it's just beautiful. I resharpened this iron on this rabbet plane, and boy, is it cut. Oh, look at that. It's just as good as it gets right there. There's some real woodworking here. Look how quick it was to set that up. Just a minute or so. And I don't have to set it up. It's the same for all 4 sides. So all we've got to do is just clamp them in there and go to town and look at the results. If I had to put a dado blade on or a rabbet blade or whatever on my table saw, or set up my router and all of that, I'd have had a long time in setting all that stuff up. I'll have this done, or at least halfway done, before I'd even been able to get started with all that other stuff. And it wouldn't be near as enjoyable, the experience. I wouldn't be able to talk to you guys here, that's for sure. I have my earmuffs on and dust mask and safety glasses and the noise. So while putting this together, I learned something that probably should have been obvious. It wasn't to me. It is now. The depth of these rabbets need to be the same. So we need to take those insides down to match this right here. That's all right. I already got the depth set, so we'll just put this in here and recut these real quick. So this is the last one, and we just need to take that little bit down to match this face here. I've done all the other ones, and it's worked pretty good here. Okay, so that's better. There we go. Well, it fits the way it does. All right, let's fit this together and see how it looks. I've got a kind of a band clamp here we'll hold it together with. Boy, that piece of wood from Nana's cedar chest sure did turn out nice. I'll show you here in a minute. It's a perfect match, you know. I mean, it's a perfect match to the wood that I have here, you know, and that's not surprising because it's from the same area. I think Heart Racer's upset about something. Oh, that looks pretty good. Let's put this clamp on here, and I'll bring you in closer. So that is looking nice. Look how pretty that old fur is there from the cedar chest. It's a perfect match, isn't it? Just it's a little bit nicer, a little bit tighter grain than what I have here, but it looks great. That's going to be real nice. All right, so we need to put some handles on here because it's going to be full of wood. We'll need to be able to grab it. I'm going to go with a really clean, just a Scandinavian, a 1-inch long kind of an oval in here. So let's cut those now before we fit everything. And I've got some really special nails we'll glue this and we'll nail it along here that's going to really set it off nicely. We received a lot of questions about Monday's video why Mrs. Wranglerstar had her shirt on backwards. It's not because she didn't realize what was the front and what was the back. When we went out and started working in the forest, she had a flannel shirt on, and as it warmed up a little bit, she took her shirt off, and I was videoing, and she felt that the shirt that she was wearing was too revealing, was too low, and so she turned it around. So that there is Midwest practicality. Mrs. Wranglerstar is very modest, and I admire her for that. I never have understood it. Why I can understand a woman, I can understand women wanting to be beautiful. I understand that completely. And especially single women trying to get the attention of men. No, I would never fault a woman for that at all. What I don't understand is women that are married or otherwise engaged continuing to dress that way, or to dress like a strumpet. I never understood that. I'm grateful to be married to a woman who can be beautiful without having to resort to that. So that's why, to answer your question. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.